this, and I don't, we just want to give some scriptural context.
Sure.
Instead of just thinking some guy said this, and who knows. 2 Chronicles 21:11. Moreover, he made high places in the mountains of Judah, and caused the inhabitants of Jerusalem to commit fornication. He made high places in the mountains of Judah. High places is talking about where you climb up into a mountain and you make idols.
Right.
You go up there and worship the idols.
Right.
And cause the inhabitants of Jerusalem to commit what?
Fornication.
Fornication with what? The idols. What are the idols? The works of man's hands.
Right.
Okay? Isaiah 23, 13 or 17. It shall come to pass after the end of 7 years that the Lord will visit Tyre, and she shall turn her hire and shall commit fornication with all the kingdoms of the world upon the face of the earth. Okay? See, that's not talking about actual sexual intercourse there.
Right.
Ezekiel 16:26. Thou hast also committed fornication with the Egyptians, thy neighbors, great of flesh, and hast increased thy whoredoms to provoke me to anger. So he's talking about how the Egyptians committed whoredoms by fornicating with their flesh to bring forth increase. Doesn't that sound like the serpent? I will exalt myself by the merchandise, the measure of my merchandise, the things I can gather to myself. So he tells the Israelites that they committed fornication. The same kind of fornication that the Egyptians commit. What fornication? Fornication with the works of your own hands.
Right.
You become intimate with the works of your own hands to bring forth fruit.
Yeah.
Okay? You saw this example of a man and a woman? They come together, they bring forth fruit. Okay? Well, I'm trying to bring forth fruit, and instead of being intimate with God, I'm intimate with the works of my own hands to try to be fruitful. That's fornication. Okay? Ezekiel keeps saying, thou hast moreover multiplied thy fornication in the land of Canaan. He's talking about the Israelites. They come into the promised land, and they multiplied their fornication. Why? Because they didn't get into the promised land and say that they had these houses that they didn't build. They have these buildings they didn't build. They have all these fruit that they never planted, these vineyards. They got into the promised land and said, it's by my own strength we've got these things. Right? They fornicated with their own works. They didn't remember that it was by strength of God's hand and not strength of their own hand, which is what all of Deuteronomy is about.
Sure.
When you get into the promised land, remember that I led you up by the hand out of Egypt. Remember?
Yeah.
Did you part the Red Sea or did I part the Red Sea? Did I cause the angel of death to pass over you or did you cause the angel of death to pass over you? Did I feed you manna from heaven or did you feed yourself manna from heaven? Did I save you from the serpent's bite or did you save yourself from the serpent bite? Did I pour water out of the rock or did you pour water out of the rock? I mean, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's that. And so they got there and they fornicated with their flesh. Now listen, I typed in the word fornication and I just read the first 5 verses in the Bible that mention that word. And not a single one of them had to do with actual sexual intercourse.
Right.
Okay? Now that doesn't, again, that does not mean that there's no verse in the Bible that says that. Okay? Please understand what I'm saying. But I'm saying the large majority of the verses are talking about fornicating with your flesh. That doesn't mean there aren't some. Absolutely. In Corinthians, Paul is talking to a group of people who believed that the way you worshiped was by gathering together in a temple and having orgies. Okay? So he does talk about fornication there in that perspective. Right? That they thought the way you worship God is to go into a temple and lay with a bunch of people. Okay? He called that fornication. Right? Does everybody understand that? Okay.